Hello and welcome to this quick tip. This is a quick tip about, well, any of these radios really. This is the Radiomaster TX16S. I've got a whole series of videos on that, but it'll also work on things like the Jumper series of radios that have a colour screen, and also things like the X10 from FreeSky, because they all share a very common architecture. Now this time I'm going to show you how to change the splash screen when it first powers up to show something else apart from the standard welcome screen. Now these radios are very customizable. You can change everything about them, but this is quite a cool little trick if you want to change the radio to have your logo or say something specific when it starts up. All you need is a very basic graphics editor and the SD card from inside your radio. So let me jump onto the computer and show you how to do this. So here we are on the computer. I'm using PaintShop Pro, but you could use anything you wanted to do this. A basic graphics editor should be fine. The thing I would recommend, if you don't have a graphics editor already, have a look for something called GIMP on the internet. Be careful with your search terms there. I'll put a link down below. GIMP is actually a really good free graphics editor. Shame about the name. But I'm going to use PaintShop Pro. So I've plugged my SD card, taken it out of the radio and plugged it into my computer so we can see what's on there. So if I go into the SD card contents, this is what they look like. Here are all the files. Now whenever you're doing something like this, I will always recommend, before you start messing about with stuff, I would just select everything and copy and paste it somewhere safe on your computer so that you can put the SD card back if you accidentally do something that you didn't mean to do. Now a couple of things while we're in here I'll show you. First of all is the themes directories. There are 3 themes that you can choose for that set up how the screen looks, the different icons that are used. The default one, surprise, called default. It's quite sensible, isn't it? Here's all the icons that you're going to see on your screen, and if you really wanted to, you could change these as well. However, all I've done in here is, that was the old background, a PNG image. I've just turned my background into a nice carbon fiber effect. I just think it looks nicer. But we're going to spend our time in the images directory, and in here, well, a couple of files that I'll show you. First of all is the splash screen. Now the splash screen, if you are coming into this and it's brand new, is going to look slightly different. Splash.png is the file that you want. If I rename, let me just create a copy of that because we're about to play with it. I'm going to, if I right click and say properties, this has to be a PNG image of the size of 480 by 272, but actually it could be anything that you want. So let me drag the splash screen into my graphics editor, and then we can do whatever we want with this. So if I wanted to maybe turn my welcome screen into a load of clouds, then, you know, I just find an image of clouds on the internet and I can add that in, and then I can save that back onto the SD card. It's going to save it in exactly the same format, so we don't have to worry about that. And that's the benefit of dragging the background in. And if we look at the splash screen now, the splash screen looks like that. And if I power the radio up, you'll see that that is what appears on that initial welcome screen. So hopefully that's interesting for those of you that have been thinking about this. That is how you do it. You can absolutely set the welcome screen to say anything you want. Most of us have some kind of logo or name or slogan that we're going to want to put on there. If you can get yourself a simple graphics editor, drag the splash.png file into your graphics editor, make the changes that you want and save it back, then your radio will look that little bit more custom. Thank you for watching my video and watching right to the very end. If you want to find out what I'm currently working on, you can follow me on social media by searching for Painless360 in the usual places. If you'd like to become part of the inner circle, then you can become a Patreon. Details are in the description and you get lots of additional benefits. Check out the playlist section on the channel too. I organise all of my videos into playlists, and it's called something like Introduction to or for Beginners. All of the content is aimed so that you can start at the very beginning, and it teaches you that subject, starting with simple principles and moving up to teach you everything you need to know.